All right, y'all. Welcome to the RNS Show once again. We in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's your man, Old School Ace, in the house. The RNS Show is definitely in effect, man. Before we even get started, man, if y'all haven't did it already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. We're on O'Malley Entertainment YouTube channel. Check us out. We got the show from July the 4th there, and a lot of music is there, and a lot of the shows that we've done in the past. So definitely sign up for that. It's going to be a treat. Getting the show started today, man, you know how we do, man. We're going to start off the same way. To the left of me, and to the right of me, the newlyweds in the building.
Yeah.
They got the t-shirts, they representing, you know what I'm saying? They got married August the 1st, you know what I'm saying? Anybody knowing us? Know they've been kicking it. But now I get the pleasure to introduce to y'all Mr. and Mrs. Matt Deans in the building.
What's up?
Okay.
It's official, yo.
It's official.
Yeah, there they go.
I went from Miss to Mrs.
This nigga even bought a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, man. Like in pawn shop and everything, man.
There wasn't no fun.
3-4 months, man. You know what I mean? Paying on. I'm saying, but they went on and got married. But y'all know to the left of me is always the man with the plan who's running things. It's my man Matt Deans. The catalyst is in the building.
What's going on, people? What's going on? It's a pleasure to be back. Okay.
To the right of me, you always know doing the thing interactively, keeping everybody up to par. It's the one and only Hurricane Rocks.
Hurricane
Rocks. What up? What's up, y'all?
Good. That phone ain't up.
It ain't. Oh, my phone's tripping.
All right.
Shouting out to Cherie, Irene, Tiffany, Kevin, Justin. What's up, y'all?
What's
I'm so
good?
glad to see y'all here
What's
tonight.
good? What's good?
Dilly
Guys, woo! Got my king over
What's
there.
good?
Woo! We are all here today. I'm
Guys,
so glad you guys are watching tonight.
Yeah, guys, we're coming to you from the Alamo City. We're on the northwest side of town. Marbox in the building. South Texas, the COVID-infested state of Texas right now, on lockdown because our governor ain't got no goddamn sense. So we in the building today.
Yeah.
All right. So our show's gonna start off, man. We got a couple of topics we want to talk to. We want to go right at home. We want to talk about what the people are talking. We keep it with current events right now. So today we're gonna talk about kids. Are you gonna send them to school or you're not gonna send them to school? That's important. A lot of parents talking about that right now.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying? And Joe Biden and the political scene. It's 2020. You got to vote this year. And who you going to vote for? You know, are you voting for the lesser two evils? We can get into that a little bit today. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do when COVID ends, man? We want to hear what people are talking about. We want to get some positivity going. We want to get some hope going around here. What are you doing probably right now to prepare for that? Whole lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? So we got a real good show going for you right now. Like I said, we want to keep it interactive. We want to keep people going. And once again, Rocks is shooting the Facebook Live right now, so y'all can hit us up on that. You can also go to the RNS Show if you want to see that. But you know what? We put this thing on YouTube all the time. We have a YouTube channel, O'Malley Entertainment. That's the mother company. Go to the O'Malley Entertainment channel, subscribe, and follow us there. And you can see our show that we did last time. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it. So once again, the question we got going on right now: your kids, are you gonna send them to school? Are you not gonna send them to school?
Yeah.
What do we got going? Now I know these two got kids that are in school right now. All my kids are grown. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
But theirs are still in school. So I mean, chip in on Rocks. What you think about that? What's going on?
What's up, y'all? Okay, so we have two teenage boys going to J. Ooh, John Jay, right?
J boys.
So the thing is right now is they're going to school at home on their computers until September 8th, which is after Labor Day, I think. But I'm not sure if they're gonna do half and half, where if you want to send your kid to school, or giving you an option, if they're gonna send your kid to school or not. I think I'm gonna wait until I hear more about the sports part of it. Like, what are they gonna do? Is there gonna be sports, or is there not gonna be any sports? And I don't want to say that I'm gonna send my kids to school for the sports, but that kind of is an important thing for us because our boys do play football and basketball and track and all that stuff. So we want to make sure that they're actually involved if they're going to be going to school.
So do you get a choice to send your kids to school, or is this a school?
Right now, they're not giving.
I have
you a
no
choice.
fucking idea.
Right now,
my kids ain't in school.
Well, Jay had 2 teachers that were reported COVID. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So they're not right now. It's 100% at home, online.
Okay.
But that's only until September 8th. Now, of course, we're gonna hear about what's gonna happen from now until then. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not for sure about what's going to happen. If they're going to say half, if you want your kids to come to school, or if you don't, it's going to be an option.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to be 100% at school, and no sports, or I really don't know what's going to happen after the 8th. I don't know what their choice or what they have going on. But as of right now, the boys want to go back to school. They want to wear their mask, and they want to go back to school, and they want to play sports. They want to get back involved in doing that. So I'm not sure.
Well, if we're talking sports, it's like football. I mean, because you should be doing tour days right now, right? If you're football or something like
they
that.
should be doing a lot of the sports.
Right. They're gonna show up in September.
Yeah, just in full pads, right?
Yeah.
They're not. They haven't.
Don't even know no plays.
They haven't said anything about.
I mean, college football shutting down. So I mean, they're gonna continue with high school football.
Yeah.
And they ain't got no college football being played. I mean, I'm a little confused with that.
And that's what I'm saying. If that's the case, then they need to give parents an option. If you're not gonna send your kids to school to do any kind of sports, I'm kind of confused about it too, because we don't want our kids to catch COVID from sports, right?
Yeah.
We don't want our kids to get sick and come home with that. Because we do own a business, we do still work, and we don't want to expose other people either. So we got to be careful with that. And I think that's what they need to understand as well, that people are.
So do you think like in school it'll eventually turn into, let's say for if the people that do allow their kids to go to school, if somebody does get diagnosed with COVID at school, it's just they just get sent home to quarantine, and everybody else just keeps going on like it didn't happen.
But is the damage done already?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. Like, or are they gonna just shut the school down because one kid got tested positive for COVID?
If one kid gets tested positive for COVID, go and count 20, 30 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Might as well cancel.
But not only that, you got to count those kids too. The kids are
teachers,
them.
yeah.
You got 60 to 180. You know, it's
I'm talking about what is the move.
I don't think anybody's got.
What is the next move?
I don't think anybody's got.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we as parents.
You know, I can personally chip in if I was in that situation. I got a son that's going to be a freshman in college this year, but that's a whole different game. You know what I'm saying? He's going to community college here, local college, so he can make a choice to go online. He ain't got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to go show up. So here's the deal: if I'm a parent, if it's me, what do I think? I'm probably not going to send my kids to school. It's too much of a risk to me. Like you said, what happens when one kid gets it? Then they're going to shut the school down and do this and blah, blah, blah. I understand my kids want to go to sports and play school and do this and that, but you got to solve the problem of them showing up every day just to be in class.
So here's the risk. Let's talk about the risk. The risk is that you will spread it to somebody whose immune system cannot handle it. Because when it really comes down to it, Donovan Mitchell got diagnosed positive for COVID-19, and so did what's the center for
Utah?
Utah.
Yeah, the same dude.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
they're back. Nothing happened. We're good. You know what I mean? Like, it's people get tested positive for COVID and they come back.
But they've had kids die from that too.
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm just. This is the risk that we're talking about, because the risk is like, oh, my kid might catch COVID. He'll quarantine for 2 weeks and be right back. But
or he might be on the respirator.
The risk is really, it depends on who's vulnerable for it, because obviously.
But here's the thing: there's no clear science on who's vulnerable, who's not vulnerable. They first said if you're over 70, you got a problem.
Right.
Then it went to 20 and 30.
Now
everybody's dogs.
Now it's everybody. Now it's everybody's. Everybody's corporate. And they used to say you have to have a existing disease.
Yes, a pre-existing condition. Yeah, condition. That's what I mean by that. But
it's people that are passing away that are healthy also.
Yeah,
I guess the question that comes to thing is, it comes down to a parent. You have to make the decision is, what is the risk amount you want to put your children behind? Period. If it's a 5% chance they're gonna die, is that a big enough percentage for you to keep your kid at home? I think it is.
Yeah. Of course.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't know, and they can't give you no exact science on it. It ain't like it's something they can tell you. Well, this is gonna happen or that's gonna happen. They don't know.
Yeah. And that's why.
It's been a lot of lies going around, so nobody knows, man.
And that's why I'm saying, like, from now until September 8th, the only thing that we can do is just listen to the news and that sort of thing. But you gotta also think too, there are other places. I can't remember exactly the country that hadn't had any. It was 100 days before they even had another case.
South Dakota?
No, it was overseas, but they opened back up, and then they caught like new cases after 100.
And isn't the strand supposed to multiply or some shit?
But let me.
We have to remember the flu season is coming up.
It sure is.
Flu season
Definitely
is coming
up.
We haven't experienced COVID in the cold season.
And then,
but
is it going to be labeled as a flu, or is it going to be labeled as COVID?
But let me break it down to you like this. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna get real deep on this. How many kids got asthma?
A lot of kids have asthma.
Okay, this is a respiratory disease, just like asthma. So we haven't went through an asthma cold season with this disease. Are you willing to put your kids in that risk if they have asthma and have to be on a nebulizer and all that stuff?
Exactly right.
Like
you're exactly
if
right.
They mess, check it out. Let me break it down to you. All right, so let's get political with it a little bit. We're in a red state. We're in a Republican state, and we all know most of the Republicans are pushing to go back to school because they don't want the economy to be affected. So now is this disease being pushed on us or this opening is being pushed on us because of a political situation? Or is it really for the interest of the people?
Yeah, the interest of the public.
Because, I mean, if you're sitting in a blue state, let's say you're sitting in Massachusetts or somewhere where it's a blue state, they might not even be talking about school openings. Because, and it goes back to this, and this is what a lot of people don't like to hear. Because there has not been a national attack on this disease, meaning it hasn't come from a federal position, it's been left to the states. Every state can make their own decision. Mm-hmm. So in Texas, we're going back to school. But in Illinois, they might not go back to school. Just like right now, if you fly from Texas and you go to the East Coast, they want to quarantine you 14 days.
Mm-hmm. Because it's the same thing with college football. They got several conferences that aren't even
SEC wants to play, but the Big Ten shut down. Yeah. So the whole deal is when it comes to a parent, you have to individually just make your own mind up because the government ain't gonna lead you right in this one. Because what politics is behind it? Here in Texas, our governor decided to open up early, and we blew up. You gotta understand when New York got hit with COVID, right? When New York got hit with COVID, right? But we all knew COVID was here. New York shut down, and they bent the curve. We sat around and we said, it ain't real. We opened back up, and now we done blew up. Now we in the same situation New York was in.
Here's where I'm coming from with this when it comes to everybody making up their own mind. You got a million people making up their own mind, right? Listen.
Okay, go.
When there's a tornado coming, there's a process that everybody practices.
You're right.
Because it's a disaster. It's a national disaster. So I'm like, no, you can't make up your own mind. Everybody's doing this for your best interest.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Go. No, that was it.
You're right.
That was it.
But let me go ahead and get to some of our guests, our audience.
Oh,
shoot.
Being kids. Okay, so my friend Brooke said, but how long is everybody going to shelter their kids and keep them from being kids? There has to be some kind of normalcy. We can't live in fear. There is too much fear here right now. Well, if this and if that, what if this and what if that? from a medical standpoint, just like the flu, the best thing you can do is allow your babies to build an immunity, which is true. I believe that. And in the meantime, take precautions, which makes sense. Brooke is a nurse. She went to school for nursing, you know, and that's true. It's the same thing when you have babies and you put them in daycare and they get sick quickly. They always come home with a running nose, or they come home with a cough, or you know, they get a fever. It's because there's new germs put in place. But what it does is it builds their immune system, because over time you cure it, you give them antibiotics, you do, you know, whatever it is that you need to do to make your kids feel better. But then they go back after the fact, and then they're good because their body has built an immunity to it. So this is probably
so
why.
once everybody builds an immunity for COVID, we're good. Is that when COVID's going to be over?
That's the thing, but that's what I'm saying.
Is that what? Right.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no cure, so if everybody can build an immunity, then that's
right. So it's just, like they said before when this all first started, that this is more. It was same flu symptoms. It had flu-like symptoms. Yeah. Which means there's no cure. But what do you do when you have the flu? Because flu is not a cure. There's no cure for flu either.
Yeah. There's just
remedies. You have your Tylenol to reduce fever. You stay hydrated. You rub Vicks all over your body from head to toe. You rest. You drink a lot of liquids and fluids. Granted, I understand that COVID is a respiratory issue. Yeah. So it's in your chest, right? In your lungs. But it's the same thing as if you had pneumonia. You still gotta rest. You gotta take antibiotics. You still gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of different things that you gotta do. You can have walking pneumonia. You can have walking pneumonia, and you're not in an emergency room on walking pneumonia. All they're telling you to do is rest and take fluids, and take the Fleming medicine or whatever that stuff is called for allergies or type whatever to keep your nasal open and to cough it out. But either way, the point is you just gotta. I think you just gotta run its cycle. You know. Right.
Let me ask you a question though. Let me fill in. Let me play devil's advocate on this.
Well, here's the thing. We gotta take a break.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Brooke said she's an EMT. Her husband's a nurse.
Our SD card's full. All right.
So we're actually gonna take a quick break. Facebook is actually gonna continue to keep running. Our main camera guys gotta do some
it's 7. I mean, we about 18 minutes in. We normally take a break about 15 minutes, so we're good. We're gonna
we can still talk.
Probably play a video.
We're still good.
Play a video or something.
Play a video or something.
Work it out in a minute.
In the meantime, y'all.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Voices calling, I can feel the trust back then. Been going through some things.
Stop it, Lord. Leave them motherfuckers alone. You got to make sure you
of you guys that are watching outside of San Antonio or outside of Texas, it is school starting this month. We have our district is starting on the 24th, and now we're kind of questioning if we're sending our kids back or not.
Yeah.
But either way,
I'll bring the show back in real quick. That's no problem. You know what? We're back live here on the Rns Show. This is what we do. Like Rock said, Facebook question of the day. Are you sending your kids back to school in this current condition, man? We just really want to hear some honest opinions. We're trying to have an honest dialogue behind it. You know what I'm saying? We're going back and forth. When we left off right now, we were kind of talking about the fact that what's the realization of COVID? Because there's a lot of answers going around right there. And we're kind of at the point to, is it worth risking your children sending it that way? Now, it's some valid points that have been brought up. We've had some medical professionals on here talking about it, which I appreciate that. But definitely, that's where we're at. What I want y'all to do is a couple of things for me. Rox is going Facebook Live right now. She's got people over there responding. If you want to do that, chime in on her page. But you can also get this show or get any of our shows by subscribing to our YouTube page. And our YouTube page is Amala Entertainment. YouTube, subscribe, and you can get the RNS Show. We talk about the hot topics. We do the things that we need to do. Go ahead and continue, Rox. Let's go ahead and go back into the question of the day, and let's get this thing going.
So again, Facebook question of the day is: will you be sending your kids back to school, and what are your feelings about that? We're actually going to move on to the next topic so that we can keep the show going. Politics.
Okay.
I'm not.
I think that segues right into what we're talking about.
I'm not
definitely
into the politics like that. I don't really have too much knowledge of that, so I'm actually going to turn this over to Adrian because he has more knowledge than I do.
The old dude just don't know about politics. It makes it sound like I'm old, like you know what I'm saying? Like
the old dude.
Let's ask the old guy because the old guy goes and votes all the time. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But no, when she talks politics, we're talking about some big things happening politically right now. You know, it's an election year. Everybody knows. Look, I'm an independent. And what I mean by that is, not saying I don't support anything. I just try to really support common sense. And I really believe people should do that. I don't like the party system. I think that holds people back and that holds back voting because it kind of gives us two choices. And so with me being independent, I try to honestly try to get people's real opinion on what's going on. Republican, Democrat, however you fall, that's cool. I just want you to give me some real reasons why this should happen. This week, Kamala Harris has been set up as Joe Biden's running mate. We all know she's going to file. They're going to go against Donald Trump in 2020. We want you guys to chime in on that, what you feel. But then I want a intelligent conversation about it. We all know people go out and they bash the president. That's what they do. They bashed Barack Obama. They bashed Bush. That's what they do. I'm not talking about this is the time that you get on and you just talk shit about Trump. I'm talking about you get on and you talk shit about Biden. I'm not saying that. If you got a reason, give me an honest reason on why you feel the way that you feel about that person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Education about that. You know what I'm saying? Not that nonsense that you're talking about. So here's the deal. Kamala Harris, we all know she's black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all know about Black Lives Matter. We all know about the climate.
Yeah.
Tell me what you feel about that and what you think about that. Because you gotta, you should be casting a vote sometime. Now, people got their reasons about Trump. If you got a reason, give me a real reason behind it. I'll tell you my reason behind it, and I'll be honest with you. I think his leadership sucked during COVID. I think, honestly, come January, I think he was in the lead. The economy was okay. It wasn't bad. We wasn't out of jobs. Everybody was making money. He talked a lot of shit, but things were decent. COVID hit, and I think he sent a bad message out about COVID, and a lot of people died behind it. Plain and simple. You can chip in and say what you want to say about that.
It's like thereof of Black Lives Matter movement.
Okay.
I mean, everybody has chimed in on that, but that nigga. Why? There's certain issues that happen in America that you have to address if you're the president. I'm sorry. You do.
And not take a seat back, right?
You're letting us know what you think already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Let's talk Charlottesville that happened a few years before all of this. And I'm just being real on that. Let's be real. When Charlottesville came out, on Charlottesville, he kind of said what he felt about it. Charlottesville had straight racists in there talking about the Jews won't replace us. Like, I don't even know what that fucking means, but I know it's racist. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, that's what he chipped in on. So I don't expect him to do anything different in Black Lives Matter, to be honest with you. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's being perfectly honest. But, hey, if that's what you feel when it comes to... That's what you feel when it comes to Trump, if that's what you feel when it comes, if that's your opinion, then that's definitely opinion on why you're not going to vote for him.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, here we are. This is what we got. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about? We got to elect a president, and we are in a crisis right now. People are working from home. People are on unemployment. People that ain't got a job. What are we going to do to improve that? And that's where I'm at right now. Please chime in and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Matt? What's going on?
I guess getting a black person involved does involve us. I guess that's how black people always feel like, oh, well, I guess we're involved now. Once they involve with Harris, it involves you instantly. Like to where you're like, well, shit, maybe I need to vote.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be that superficial when you say it's about her being black. And I mean,
this is coming from somebody who's not. I'm an average you know what I mean? I've never voted. I'm gonna be honest. I've never voted in my life. So for me coming on to a point where I feel like I need to vote, that's how I feel. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, she's black, so I'm gonna vote for her. I'm gonna vote for Biden because he's with a black woman. But they have my attention now. Yeah. And I'm just speaking for the black public when it comes to how we feel when we feel included.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, whoa, so there's a black person involved. There's never no black people involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you watch certain movies, right? You appeal to certain movies because you can relate to it. You know you're going to watch it if Denzel's in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna watch. It's like if you see there's a black person in it, you're like, oh well, I guess they're talking to me. I mean, I don't. I'm not saying everybody feels that way. Of course, everybody, and I don't feel that way in every situation. But it is a fact that when you do put somebody in a position of power that looks like me, I feel that I probably need to help out. That's just that. I mean, that's just that.
Not only is the color there where you're like, this black person, she looks like me or he looks like me, I need to be more involved, but she's a woman. And what I have heard is, and I need to do my own research, I haven't fully researched it, but what I have heard is that Kamala Harris is about reopening the Planned Parenthood and about women's reproductive systems and about being a woman. You know what I mean? So I have heard a lot about that, but I'm not sure what her bullet points are on the women part of her fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Those things I do need to research, but yes, it's about a woman being on our side because Trump took all of that from us as women. He took all of that from us.
I mean, you know, when Hillary Clinton was running, she was probably the best woman to ever run for president. Like, and they dug up shit on her. Yeah, Benghazi was messed up, but yeah, check it out. She was Secretary of State. She had been First Lady already. So I understand the empowerment of women, especially when it comes to Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
You know, we were insurance doesn't cover birth control right now. Insurance doesn't cover pregnancy. Insurance doesn't cover any of that. Before President Trump came in, yes, our birth control was free because it was a preventive care. Right now, it's not even considered preventive care. Right now, it's out of pocket.
Wow.
That's what sucks because we don't get that as women. Before, I could have full coverage insurance with Humana, with UMC, with any insurance, and my reproductive system being, if I wanted to get on birth control, it costs more to have a baby than it does to be on birth control.
Wow.
So, being on birth control was considered a what did I just say that it was called? A preventive care. Yeah. Sorry, it was considered my bad. It was considered a preventive care because you're preventing because it's considered preventive. You're preventing yourself from having a baby, which is more expensive than not.
But the same word is in birth control, which means that you're controlling birth.
So, you know, all those things have been taken away. Planned Parenthood was closed down. Planned Parenthood, which is a place where women can go to get, if they don't have insurance, they can get not only abortions.
Let's get to the point with that. That's a big elephant in the room. I could barely walk around in this room with this elephant.
Y'all
even just about. It's not even just about birth control. I mean, it's not about abortion.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Either way,
it was a joke,
it's about having that option or that choice as a woman to do that if I wanted to, if I needed to. Yeah. Had I been raped and I got pregnant during a rape,
where do I go?
And I couldn't go anywhere because Planned Parenthood is closed down and they're not doing it.
It's good.
Where can I go? I can't go anywhere, so I gotta have this baby that I have to now take care of financially and possibly hate because I was raped and I got pregnant.
Right. Yeah. No,
I can't abort that baby off of my choice. Yeah. Which means,
I mean, it's tough. It's crazy.
I should have that choice, but we don't have that option right now with him as president. Now, like I said, going back to the conversation where we were talking, or the topic was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yep.
Now, like I said, I have to do more research on what her views are or what her fight is for women. And next week, we will talk about that in more depth. I will make sure to get all the information that I can.
Yeah.
And just to get feedback from our viewers.
Yeah, talk to some people.
Brooke says they complain about women birthing babies over and over, and they end up in the system, but nothing provided to help, in quotations, prevent these situations. The only other way to prevent babies is no sex, of course, which we know. But it says no sex, and let's be realistic. Everybody nearly has sex. Yes, of course, everybody has sex. That's the only way of prevention. Or adoption, which she says, no, Roxanne, you can give that baby to a woman like me that can't have any babies, which is true.
That's true.
Is true. We can do that as an option, you know, but women.
I think she was on point all around with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to take a small break right now, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
We will continue the conversation.
Now, once again, we're going to continue this conversation, but check it out. We do the full show on a podcast. The podcast is on, and I see you, Yoli. I'm going to give you some love on that when we come back. So, we do the podcast on our YouTube channel, O'Malley Entertainment. Please subscribe to that channel. If you could do that, definitely we can get the full effect. We can get all your comments. But I appreciate you guys chiming into the RNS show. Give us a few minutes. We're going to have to do some technical things, and we'll be right back at you. And I'll come back live to you. All right? Peace.
So hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. High stakes, high times. Ain't no need for reminding me. I'm trying to be in the Gulf, on the way to China. Engulfed by vagina, mind state on economy. I kinda see to live scurry, hoes, no honesty. Honestly, these rappers getting buried, finding me. They tell me speak my mind, but I can't find nobody minding me. I'd rather keep my mind. It's easier to speak my mind to me. If hip hop died, I would call it perfect timing, cause I'm so fresh to death. Check the stitch and the line, and it's speaking the lines. I'm probably 3-in with mine. Adi dies on the feet. All day I dream about survival. My eyes on the seat. Forever fleeing the lies of these bitch niggas. They choking, go get them a license. I'm Ebola to these weak rappers. Ricola. The money coming when the week's over. The hook coming when the speech over. But I ain't done yet. Them haters mad, man. You ain't having fun yet. Shit, I'm just with my dogs and my faux pets. Your girl only came cause you haven't made her come yet. And all I hear is yes like kings. And all you get is nods like queens. Steady trying to do the right thing, no Spike Lee. Why these bitches trying to spite me? Probably cause I'm hot boy, juvenile with a sicker style. Fuck a milli, I'm just trying to get the sixth style. Trying to see them dead people like the Sixth Sense. Click full of misfits, no misprints or typos. My niggas stay in trouble when fucking with white hoes. I roll another blunt up and see how the night goes. Kinda getting late, knowing that I got that tunnel vision. Justin Timberlake, I'm rolling up that timber. Let me demonstrate. I kill a beat, kill a bitch, eat her like a dinner steak and won't even remember it. I'm on one. Matter of fact, I'm on two. Never gave a fuck, fool. I don't even own one. Never gave a fuck, fool. Like I never owned son, except all in my balls, except all in her jaws. She says I'm an exception, she accepts me with my flaws. The man I am makes up for the inception I would cause. Not at all, no progression with the laws that the governments try to impose. My niggas smoking publicly, getting loud at the shows. Ball hard like that nigga that play for the Bulls. But don't call me Derrick Rose, more like the Derrick that rose from nothing into something, managing to stand ground. A real man never let one of his mans down. I'm taking off my crown if I see my mans down. So I suggest you niggas stand down. Man up. I don't wanna be poor no more. I don't wanna be poor no more. I don't wanna be poor. I don't wanna be poor no more. I don't wanna be poor no more. It's time to man up. I don't wanna be poor no more. I don't wanna be poor no more. I don't wanna be poor. We ain't gon' be poor no more. We ain't gon' be poor no more. Cause I'm the man now.
Oh, Mala. Go. What is your question, bro? I'll let everybody know.
Let's go.
All right, man. Our RNS show is back in effect. I know we took a little break, man, to get everything set up, but we are in the building. Once again, it's been a lively show. Please chip in with us. You know, I'm going Facebook Live. Rock's going Facebook Live. Matt's going Facebook Live. You know us. Hit us up. But you know what? We do a podcast. So we want y'all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Definitely O'Malley Entertainment, the YouTube channel. Follow us there. You know what I'm saying? You can find RNS Show all over Facebook, but definitely follow us there. But the question of the day right now, we first talked about sending your kids back to school. COVID, that's big down here in Texas, what we're talking about. We're going to flip it over to politics. We're talking about Kamala Harris. We're talking about Trump, and I want intelligent conversations. I'm not talking about bashing Trump. I'm not talking about bashing Biden. I'm talking about talking real politics, how it's going to affect your life, the whole 9 yards. Please tune in and chip in, man. We're going to give you some love, man, when y'all chip in, definitely. My girl Brooke. Where's Brooke from anyway?
From Lubbock. That's my girl.
Lubbock's in the building. We got Lubbock, Texas in the building. Brooke's filling in. She's been giving us positive information, so we want y'all to do the definitely. Brooke's got a question though, don't she? Don't she?
She does.
Talking about that?
Yes,
Let's go into that. Let's see what Brooke's talking about.
So she said, "How did we go from positive movement to literal hate crimes? I mean, black on black crimes, black on white crimes, people hating everybody."
I see you, Carolyn.
So, I need you to be a little more specific on what you're asking.
I think I know what she's asking. Okay. If Brooke is talking correctly, she's talking about the protest. And the protest went from a peaceful protest to now all of a sudden we got some lunatics out there that are actually doing crimes. And if you look at anything, I mean, we can go back. I'm old enough to remember Rodney King and that protest in the whole 9 yards. I saw that visually up front. What I mean by that shit was, I was alive and I was an adult when that happened. Like, you have people that are going to take advantage of the situation, unfortunately. I hate that. People out there trying to do a positive protest, whatever the case may be. But let's be real. You got some niggas out there that are just stealing. That's just being real. They taking advantage of the situation. Looting,
I'm sorry, one more time.
stealing,
What was the question?
whatever the case may be. Basically, why do things go from a positive protest to now it's crimes happening and things of that nature? Because we got some people that are going to ride on the positive.
You mean like the 2 days that they did that?
Well, I mean, they still
like they're just doing it now.
But they are doing it now. They doing it in Portland. They doing it in Chicago still. They did it 2 days here.
So let me tell you the reason why you only hear about it those 2 days. The only reason why you hear about the protests for that long, for that many days, or that number of days, is because of the fact that media, social, or not just social media, but media have their own agendas, and it's not a hype for them anymore. It's not important for their story anymore. So they got to move on.
You want me to speak on that? Let me speak on that, Brooke.
Okay, go.
Brooke, let me tell you this. The same attention that you put on the fires or whatever destruction that's happening to the property, put that same attention on what happens to black lives every day getting killed by armed policemen. Y'all focus y'all's attention on the wrong things. That's the problem. Not you, Brooke. I'm just saying, I'm answering your question at what happens with when people get distracted of what the original preface was. Yeah. It's the same thing with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, actually right.
It's the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. Y'all are worried about him kneeling and disrespecting the flag when you don't remember the whole reason why he did it in the first place. Don't get lost. Don't get lost. Don't get distracted on what happens in the aftermath. Don't forget what started it. And that's in every situation that's happened where unarmed black men, I'm not saying we're perfect out here. And ain't nobody perfect in any skin color. But when it comes down to when people want to focus on all lives matter as opposed to the Black Lives Matter thing, I mean, it's just, you just want to take attention off of what the original problem is. And that misleads people because it's like you want to read what you want to read. Like, you read this whole thing, but you only want to focus on this third paragraph. And that's how I feel about people that are just focusing on the reaction of some protesters as opposed to George Floyd's death and the hypocrisy that white people have every single day acting like it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen or it doesn't matter. I'm just being honest. That's just how I feel about it. Like, stop it.
Okay, and I'm going to chime in on that as well because this little boy that was murdered the other day. I can't remember his name. I would speak his name,
Johnny
but
Ramos.
I can't remember his name at this moment. What was his name?
Martinez was good.
Cannon.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cannon. Little 5-6-year-old little boy was shot by a black man. That black man was apprehended and he was arrested and he is in jail right now. That same day that it happened. People are posting, all lives matter or white lives matter, and how come there's not a lot of social media or whatever it is. But you got to understand that there are people that were murdered that were black that the people that killed them are police officers that are still free to this day.
That is it. Exactly.
They are going to beaches. They are going on family vacations. We see pictures and posts and videos and everything like that about the things that they're doing freely. When this black woman, what is her name? She was shot in her own house?
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor was shot in her home, in the comfort of her home, in the middle of the night while she was asleep by a police officer that was serving a warrant without even letting them know it was a wrong address.
It was the wrong address. And
they're
the whole thing.
Still free.
But
that's the problem.
Real quick,
that is why it's a Black Lives Matter issue.
What about the looting? Well, what about the killing? What about the killing? The same way you can fix your fingers to type about the looting, fix your fingers to type about the killing. That's all I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? That's all I mean. Like what holds a higher extreme? You know, a bunch of strangers burning down buildings, or a man losing his life, getting choked out by the cops on camera. Like, don't type about that. Don't Facebook about that. Don't tweet about that. Don't Instagram about that. But Instagram about, oh man, I'm really not feeling the fires. I'm really not. Man, come on, man.
But you also got to remember that the videos and the pictures that we had seen about those looters were white people. They weren't even white people. What's up, Kroom? It was white people looting and doing those.
What's up, Kroom?
Specifically, this was a cause because, white cops killed Floyd, right? So, and many of things before. So why are blacks hurting their brothers and sisters, small businesses, etc.? Should black brothers and sisters come together and not hurt each other?
That's not the focus. That's not the focus of what we're trying. That's not our focus. Our focus.
The thing is you saw that there were people hurting small businesses. Now, what you got to understand is, you got to continue. You got to open your mind past that, though. You got to think about it, though, because let's say, for example, that black owner, or even white owner of that business on a street that was being looted. You got to remember, business owners, business-minded people are very tactical. They could possibly have people come out and be like, come loot my business because I can get insurance payoff.
No, I hear that.
I know, but you gotta remember that. So don't.
Well, I mean, you know, I do hear the conspiracy.
Let me chip in. Let me chip a little bit. I know you talked it. Let me chip a little bit.
Come on, man.
Here's the deal.
Come on, bro.
That's idiots out there. That's how we got police. That's how we got prisons. So we know that.
Don't take advantage.
Here's the issue that we're talking about, though, when it comes to Black Lives Matter.
What up?
We're twisting it off.
Over there talking to you.
We're twisting it off to where it's like people are talking about. We're deflecting what the real reason is. Is basically what we're saying. Now, it's idiots out there. We know it's idiots that are going out there. Mr. Jones been having this convenience store, black owned, for years, and these idiots going to break in there because they want to get a 6-pack tonight. We know it's stupid people out there looting, but they know they're doing it because everybody's mad about George Floyd, so they're taking advantage of the situation. We know that, so let's put that to the side. But the reason that people are protesting is because of George Floyd and what's happening, what's been happening in this country for centuries. You know what I'm saying? That's what the problem is. So instead of deflecting the problem, like, okay, rioting doesn't make it any better for anybody on any side of that perspective. Right. But here's the thing. While we're protesting is because the simple fact that George Floyd, when he honestly said, look, I can't breathe, the cop should have had enough humanity to get up and at least let the dude breathe. Right. That's where we're at right now.
Right, but that's not the first person.
That sure ain't the first person.
That isn't the first person that said
not
that.
Even close. I'm going to read what Kroom said.
Okay, we got another comment from another page.
What's up, my black man? Before I go in the room, I want to say niggas out here killing each other and we the problem. And Kroom, I want to touch on that, man. That's a good point that you made. However, two black guys in the street having beef over drugs or over something petty has nothing to do with armed policemen that are paid to protect us in this street. And they come out here armed with guns. They don't get nobody checks a cop and says, "Hey, where'd you get that pistol?" No, they're nigga. You issued to get that pistol. You issued to get all this equipment, and you got backup. And for whatever reason, you can't figure out how to de-escalate a situation before somebody ends up losing their life. There's bouncers at the club every night that can figure that out. We're drunk people. And I feel like cops need to have a way to figure that out as well. Two black guys having beef in the street, two white guys having beef in the street, two Mexicans having beef in the street is not equivalent
that happens
to a cop killing an unarmed black.
That's what cops are hired for, to be honest with you.
And you got to understand, also, I know that there's been plenty of Mexican people just in Lubbock, our own little small city, our little small 8x10 radius that we have going on over there.
What up, Val?
There's been, I don't know how many Mexican crimes over there.
With the temper.
They're not as important as on black crime. Why not? Mexican on Mexican crime is the same as black on black crime and white on white crime. We don't hear nothing about white on white crime because they live in the fucking trailer park shit, and it don't even matter because
we live in the hood too.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, we as a people, even black people, Mexican people, don't make the white on white crime as important. We see it, that's trailer trash, that's trailer park trash.
Nigga, what do you mean? I don't watch unsolved murders, nigga. There's a bunch of rich white people doing that shit. Nigga, ain't no trailer trash people murdering people. I'm just being honest. No, I know what you're saying.
What I'm saying
I'm
is
just saying though,
even our
rich and poor white people kill each other. That's all I'm saying.
Even our hometown, even the city that Brooke and I come from, there's this trailer park that's like going towards Brooke.
What up, Ray?
Going towards the liquor store, that trailer park that's like right there on
Rns Show
Highway 27. You know what I'm talking about. Even there's white people that have murdered them, raped their kids, fucking done all kinds of shit in that trailer park. But it's not made into social. Not made into media.
You want to get to the root of it? The root of it is because every time a black person has a problem, y'all want to try to come up with a fucking excuse of why we have a problem.
Right.
And that's in anything.
And you know what? And that's what the problem is.
It doesn't matter what the topic is. We need to start
making white on white crime a priority, just like we do black on black crime.
Yeah,
Same thing with Mexican on Mexican crime. We need to make it a priority like we do black on black crime.
Let me break it down. Let me be the voice.
It's always black on black crime is more projected.
What's up, Marissa?
Let me be the voice of reason here.
Graduated, Marissa.
Let me be the voice of reason here. Crime sucks either way it goes. Plain and simple. It sucks. Black, white, Mexican, whatever the case may be. But that's not what the focus is. The problem is black people are dying. They haven't really committed a crime. They ain't got no gun on them. They just got on a routine stop. And they getting shot.
You got a bust a tail like ass shit.
Now, okay, and not trying to say there's a limit, but goddamn, if it was a couple of times, then maybe, okay, they made a mistake, they were trained wrong or something, but this shit is just habitual.
Yes. So and they get let off.
So we understand that there's a systematic problem with that situation. When a black person gets stopped, they're legitimately known as a criminal and they're getting shot. We're talking about people, I know it's a brother out there, and I don't know the name, and I apologize. He was like a 40-year-old dad of 3, got stopped and got smoked in the streets by the policeman. And it was just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the issue lies. It's not more of a black and white thing. It is a black and white thing, but it's not a crime thing where, like, we're not just dealing with criminals here. Mm-hmm. The issue is we got regular fucking black people just getting shot for no reason.
And if you wanna address the retaliation part of it all, hey, I remember that black dude that shot up them cops. That nigga got 50 holes put in his ass when he got caught up. The whole squad came out and killed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to, okay, you wanna talk about killing, you got two niggas that got beef in the hood, since y'all wanna compare a cop killing a dude and two niggas killing each other. I mean, last time I remember, when somebody gets killed in the hood, y'all wanna talk hood shit, when somebody gets killed in the hood, There's retaliation for that by somebody. So when y'all talk about the protests and y'all talk about the riots, that is retaliation. That is our way of retaliating. We're not killing anybody. We're not hurting anybody. I mean, if you want to say, oh, well, you're hurting the business or whatever, yeah, all right, I hear that. And I'm not saying it's right. I need y'all to hear me right. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not saying, I don't know what the word, I'm not condoning it. Yeah. That's the word. I'm not condoning, hey, y'all go burn up shit to let them know that we're mad. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not, and the people that are doing that, stop it. But when it comes to y'all that want to just address the reaction to things instead of the reason why, that is the reason why. It's called retaliation. You can't kill somebody that matters to us and not feel any kind of repercussion. And when you do, everybody wants to just focus on the repercussion. They don't want to focus on what caused it. Mm-hmm. Period. That's like two kids arguing. Well, what happened? Well, oh, he took my blah, blah, blah. Well, what started it? Well, he wouldn't let me play with the, okay, well, let's get to the root. The same thing you do with your kids, do with these fucking issues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why is that so hard? Y'all do the same thing every day when you govern your kids. You say, why are you crying? Oh, because he hit me. Well, why did he hit you? Or do you go, well, why did you hit him? Ah! That's the way y'all react to black people when we have a problem with shit. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't ask why we have a problem. Like y'all do little 5-year-olds. Treat me like a 5-year-old so you can comprehend what my problem is. How about that? Is that fair?
Good, yes.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, all right, cool.
So Kevin says, good question, Brooke. There are groups that are taking advantage of the riots, and it's been proven. When you see black people killing each, it basically goes back to slavery and its after effects of Jim Crow that still has a stranglehold on blacks to this day.
Jesus. Woo.
So as you can tell, there's a lot of backlash. There's a lot that goes behind that question, Brooke, and I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Brooke. Question. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you.
But just know that we aren't any kind of way. We're a non-biased. Rns Show is non-biased. But
how's a goddamn
but
we're very biased.
We are, but not like
we don't like that shit.
We don't. But we have to
people of color like a motherfucker.
We have to be
What's
very
up, Michelle?
open in communicating. You know,
Crystal Williams was
because
good.
that is our platform, and we have to
platform.
be open to communication.
Yeah, we want people to talk.
We want people to express themselves without any.
That's in the initials. RNS. We want the real.
Some real nigga shit. That's what RNS stands for.
She had to say
some real shit. Yes, I had to say it. I'm gonna say it. It's my show. What the fuck? Either way, moving forward. We are almost done with the show. I don't even know how long we've been on, but almost done with the show. We've gone over
Billy Watson was good, boy.
School. Are you sending your kids back to school? If you're watching right now, hi over there on Matt's page. Woo! Mrs. D is over here.
Let me sum it up like this. Let me sum it up a little bit like this. Check it out. Like we put a podcast together. The podcast is on the YouTube channel O'Malley Entertainment. We need your questions. We need your feedback on that. We're going to bring this show back definitely strong, better than ever. We want y'all to feed into that. Good topics. We talked about sending your kids back to school. That's a big topic, man. You know, I'm a big advocate on, is it worth risking your kids? I love my children, man. I wouldn't put them in that situation. I have no idea. The government has no idea. That's the way I feel. Like, they don't know what this disease is. If they did, they wouldn't have lied to us, 5 months ago. We wouldn't be in the situation we are in now. Dude, you got to go to H-E-B and Walmart with a mask on. Think about it. This shit wasn't real. You wouldn't have to do that. Take your mask off and walk around if you want to. Get COVID if you want to. You want to be on a respirator? 3 of my relatives, my dad, my uncle, my grandfather. Last time I seen, and my homeboy Sean Befford. Last time I seen him was on a respirator. They didn't come back. You don't never want to be in that situation. That ain't like getting a shot or some shit in your ass. Or going in and the doctor gives you a prescription. You go and get it. And you just wait a couple of days. When you're on a respirator, that shit is real. The machine is breathing for you.
Tasha said no going back to school.
So understand this. Understand this.
Going back to school.
Understand respirator. So you guys can understand that. The machine is breathing for you. That means the doctors got to the point where you can't even breathe for your own goddamn self. This disease does that for you. If you think that's safe enough for your kids, albeit, put them at a risk. I just wouldn't do it with my kids. I like to hear y'all's opinions, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Politics. We went over politics.
Went over politics.
That's
you know what?
I need to go over real quick.
Yeah. And you know,
let me finish this out.
And you know, we still are the local music launch pad.
I know it's backwards, but y'all already know the local music launch pad.
Music launch pad.
Real quick, I know that on Matt's page and I don't know on Adrian's page.
I got like 3 people.
Page, I want to shout out any of y'all's Leos. Okay, I'm a Taurus. I'm married to a Leo.
Leo's in the building.
I don't know what this Leo love is going on with. Leos.
Okay, so I want to shout out Flo, who isn't online. I haven't seen him pop up yet, but
no, I'm not shooting. No happy birthday to Flo.
Kamala very own Flo.
Because we got a whole bunch of Leos. I'm not giving no love.
Go to Phlotime YouTube page and the Rns Show and Omala Entertainment YouTube page. You'll find his Omala210.com, our website. You can go there and you can find all of Flo's videos. Shout out to Flo for his birthday this month.
Not giving him a shout out.
Also, Wes.
6'4".
Wes, 6'4".
That boy's free. That boy on lock.
He touched down this month on our fucking wedding.
I'm not giving Wes a shout out either.
Wes fucking
fuck these Leos.
You know what? I love Wes.
Fuck these Leos. I don't know why Leos get so much. Sagittarius is in the building. But, I ain't giving no Leos no love.
He got out of prison. Shout out. I love Wes. He's like the coolest.
Yeah.
Put your zodiac sign down if your zodiac's in the building.
His birthday.
Fuck these Leos.
This month as well. J. Lore.
Who? J. Lore.
Kamala Entertainment's very own J. Lore.
J. Lore. Happy birthday, girl.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, baby. We got Matt. My baby, his birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, Tasha just gave me a shout out.
Birthday shout out.
Yeah, thank you, Tasha.
Yes,
is that nigga 40
too?
That nigga's 40. That nigga's 40 already.
That boy did me. I'm 34.
Oh.
I'm getting there. I'm in my Ray Allen year. I'm in Jesus. My Jesus Shuttlesworth years, nigga. Yeah.
My kid's
almost there,
birthday is tomorrow.
I'm almost there.
Fucking tomorrow. My baby turns 34.
Fuck these Leos. Sagittarius all day, nigga. Sagittarius, baby.
Well, it's a Taurus all day over here.
Sagittarius.
But I'm shouting out the Leos today.
The Archer, nigga. The Archer. Right there, baby. The
happy
Archer.
Birthday to Dom. Dom had a birthday. He a Leo, too.
Oh, Dom's a Leo.
Dom.
Happy birthday, Dom.
Dominique Wells.
Happy birthday, Dom. Also,
good shit, Tosh.
If y'all didn't see my pictures for my wedding.
What's good, boy? Israel Garza, shout out to you, my nigga. I went to middle school with that boy.
I had 3 beautiful little girls that were my flower girls for my birthday. Or for my wedding. My triplets.
I was in Vegas.
Oh, their fucking birthday was the 4th.
I was in Vegas.
And oh my god, they're so beautiful. I will repost their picture that way y'all can see my beautiful girls.
I'll post my pictures in Vegas.
Their birthday they're Leos too. They are Leos too, my babies. And either way, happy birthday.
I was on the blackjack tables.
We're having a party for my Leo birthdays at my house. Saturday, hit me up.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
I was making big bets on the blackjack table. That's what I was doing at our wedding. I was in Vegas, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna let the guys finish out. One question though for next week.
Said Adrian.
One question for next week though. Do blind men drink or do blind
drink?
Let me clean this up. Do blind people dream?
It's okay.
In color. That's what we're talking about. We have images. Like, we've been debating about this shit forever.
Do blind people dream? That's going to be the Facebook post of the week.
This for my weed smokers.
We are going to talk about that next week.
This is a weed smoking question, dog.
What's up, Jake?
People dream.
Do blind people dream? Just think about that. Hit the blunt and ask yourself, do blind people dream? And just sit there.
I'm gonna let the guys finish out the night because we're about done. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at the Rns Show. I hope to see y'all next week. I know the
shit's all over the place, but who's got a lot to say? Brooke,
here we go.
Message me, girl, on some shit.
Check it out. All right, y'all. So
Can
check it out.
do it more than once a week?
The RNS show. We in the building. We are back. This is what we doing. We hit these current topics, man. We talk about things that matter to you people, man. We just need you to chime in and give us the support. So come hit us up. Definitely. We need you to follow us. You know, everywhere on Facebook, we're there. We got the RNS show group. We have RNS page.
Yeah.
We got an RNS Instagram. Hit us up on that. But definitely subscribe to our Omala Entertainment YouTube channel. That's the mother company for RNS Show. That's what we do. RNS got all our musical artists. You was talking about Phlotime, Artistic Touch.
Yes.
Beautiful artists. That's what we do down here.
Hashtag Omala Music.
We promote artists here in South Texas. That we do. So if you're an artist, we are the local music launch pad. That's what we do.
LaJohn is watching.
No, Daryl said Dom Wells, Alan Wilson, and Charlie Brown are all Leos.
What I tell you, nigga?
Leos, baby. Birthday party this Saturday at my house at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Don't show up without your mask and your hand sanitizer, nigga. We ain't letting nobody in who's COVID, nigga.
Dom,
what's up, my
nigga? And Charlie.
Yeah. And if it's more than 10 people here, I'm leaving, nigga. I'm not gonna be in here. So I'll COVID in this bitch.
John's why he's watching.
John's watching, man. That boy John.
What's up?
Hold it down, my nigga.
Straight up. If you COVID, stay home because I don't fuck with COVID. Like, you ain't got no mask, you ain't got no hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
And if niggas ain't 6 feet away, if it's more than 25 people here, nigga, I'm not here, nigga. I'm high risk. I'm old, nigga. This gray is real, nigga. Like, I'm not gonna be at this bitch if it's more than 25 people here, nigga. I will wave at these niggas from the outside. Like, I do one of them ride-by parties and shit. Like, hey, you fucking Leos. I don't know why you're having a party anyway. See you next time.
Alright, guys. We love y'all so much. Shout out to Dom, Alan, and Charlie, Flo, Wes, JLR, Matt, and my beautiful triplet queens. A happy Leo birthday. We love y'all. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Peace.